Hey everybody, it's John here, and today I wanted to go over the tee boxes that are in Nifty 50s and establish them officially for the Nifty Open. Now, I can understand what you're probably thinking about right now. John, why are you going over the tee boxes? Isn't it pretty simple? Well, my friend, let me tell you this. Sometimes the tee boxes are not uniform, or I guess you could say well defined, and may cause some confusions of where to place the ball. So today I would like to go over them, starting with hole one. Hole one is relatively simple for the boundary of the tee boxes. As you can see, I also use golf clubs to establish a visual line of where the edge of the tee box is. For line one, it's pretty simple. You're going from the corner of the brick to the corner of the brick in a nice straight line. That will be the boundary of the tee box. You could place your ball anywhere behind where the bricks are. For hole two, this is going to be a little bit tricky, but thankfully there's a brick there that can help establish the boundary of the tee box. This will go from the corner of the brick and it'll be a straight line to the middle of the rock that's on the left side of the hole. Anything behind the brick in that straight line to the rock is fair game for you to place your ball. Hole three is another easy one, thankfully, as there's a brick on each side. So you're going from the edge of the brick to the other edge of the brick. Anything behind that is fair game for you to place your ball. Hole four is a little bit interesting. As you can see, there's a brick on the right, but a rock formation on the left. Luckily, there's a little indentation in the rock on the left that's directly across from the brick. So you can visualize a straight line from the corner of the right brick to the indentation to the rock on the left. Behind that will be where you place your ball. Hole 5's nice and easy. It goes from the brick on the right to the brick on the left. Once again, anything behind that imaginary line of the boundary is fair game for you to place your ball. Hole 6, there's a brick on the left, but a rock formation on the right. Thankfully, there's a little indentation in the rock on the right that you are able to put your imaginary line through. Once again, anything behind the brick is where you can place your ball, and that is fair game to hit off of. Hole 6, the bricks are a little uneven as the bricks on the left is closer to you than the bricks on the right. We'll be going a straight line across from the brick on the left to the rocks on the right. It will not be a diagonal from brick to brick, it'll be a straight line from the leftmost brick. The next hole is going to be bricks on the left with rocks on the right. We are going to do straight line from the left brick all the way across. Anything behind that is fair game. Hole 9 is very interesting. As you can see, there are brick to brick. However, the bricks are kind of curved, making it a not so perfect straight line. We're going to go from brick to brick, but at least we're going to at least try to make the boundary as uh, well defined as possible and just place your ball behind the bricks and we should be all good. Hole 10 is the reason why I made this video because the back nine is going to be a little bit difficult to establish where the tee box is, mainly because the bricks are starting to stop being used. As you can see in hole 10, where the club is, there is a like well-defined crack in between the two separate rocks. I put the club where the boundary is. So you're going to go from the crack in between the two rocks on the left, straight line to around to where the small rocks meet with the big rock. That's going to be the tee box for hole 10. Hole 11, thankfully, even though there's no bricks, there are two little crevices in between the rocks that are directly straight across from each other, making the tee box here easier to use. So we're just going from where the green club meets where the green club is in that little crevice right there to where the purple club is into that crevice there. I know it's a little small tee box, but it's possible to hit from there. Again, anywhere behind that line is where you're going to set up your ball for your shot. Next hole. Thankfully, there's a couple bricks to use as a starting point, and we'll be going straight across to the little crack that's in the rocks on the left. The next hole is a little bit difficult to see, but if you look closely on the right side, there's a little uh looks like rubber siding on the green. We'll be going to where the rubber siding meets that wooden pole directly across. That will be the set tee box for this hole. For the next hole, it's a little bit difficult. However, we were able to find two cracks in the rocks that were able to be straight across. So if you can follow the two putters that we have lined up here, that will be the established tee box. Now for hole 15, it's a little bit tricky because it's more flat surface rather than any bricks or rocks or wood sidings that help with the tee box. However, you can see another rubber boundary on the edge of the tee box at the handle of the purple club. That will be the boundary for the tee box. So anything behind the corner of that rubber boundary is where the tee box boundary is going to be. Hole 16, we thankfully have some bricks. We'll be going a straight line from the rightmost brick directly across, or anything behind that will be where you set your ball. Hole 17, which thankfully was lit up, there's a crack in the right rock formation where the handle of the putter is at. That will be the boundary of of the uh the, the tee box. And finally, hole 18 has bricks on the right, and direct straight line across will be the boundary of the final hole. And we will rinse and repeat for the second round. So I hope you all enjoyed this little informative session about where the tee boxes is. I am excited to see everyone who is able to make it to the Nifty Open, and let's have a good time playing there. See y'all later.